Huzzah. It's what? It's me. Holy Toledo. Yeah, I need to learn more of this Moho program, guys. I have to. And I can't do it without you. It's true, I cannot. I cannot. I need you for moral support. I don't really, but you know. You know. Hello, everybody. You're the Snick Woodnick guy? Did you change your account again? Again? You am him. Why bread tastes better than... I don't know what lay is. You're on a different device. Why didn't you just log in with the other account? You don't need to have an account for every device. Hello, Jacob. Let's see. Ooh. This is the serious music, guys. Very serious. I need to focus today. I'm gonna try to finish the rest of these tutorials. But the thing is, there's like 11 of them. So I don't think this will be possible, but you know, I must try. I must try, guys. Wait, try, guys? Say that again. Alright. Okay. Okay. Alright, folks. Alright. Alright. Yes, Among Us did release a show, and I haven't watched it yet because it's on damn Paramount. But I heard it's pretty good. It would have been great to work on it. Because I heard it was a fun time to work on that show. But alas, no one be getting jobs these days. No one be getting jobs. Is Boogie Boogie Hedgehog canon? I guess. I've made a Boogie Boogie Hedgehog music video when I was a but a wee tiny. So I guess technically. Technically. Alright, let's switch to here. So this one, guys, this one is going to be boring for you to watch. I just know it. Hello, Jamie. Is it what is not canon into the rings? Honestly, it's hard to tell because I would just say most things are just by default. Like if I've made anything, unless I specify that it's like different, like I don't think my like Duck Lord stuff or like uh what else? What else is like only on BooneBum channel? None of my SCP stuff, obviously. Um, you know, the stuff that's pretty obvious. Maybe on the more original sides of things. So wait, someone sent a gift. What the heck is that? Oh, sending a 100. What is that? Sending a heart? What? Sending a sparkle? What is this? What is this? TikTok? What is this? TikTok? This is looking like TikTok. What is that now? I'm trying to. Is that a pepper? That's a dang pepper. I can't really. I wish I could show those little notifications on stream. Hold up. Why is this not inverted? Hold. Chat. Hold. You must hold. Add. There we go.
Hello, Kenzie. And Jacob B.
There's two Jacobs in here. There's Jacob Plays and Jacob B Official. Unless, are you two the same person? I don't know what these gifts are. if they are they if they're monetized and they give me moolah, that's much appreciated. Because I might, guys, I hate to say this. Holy Toledo, I hate to say this. There's a chance I might need to do commissions. What? There might be I might have to do things to where I have to make money. Ew. I hate that. I hate that idea. I hate that. But alas, I am on my own now. I need to be making the dough, the bread. But I haven't figured any of that crap out yet. So it doesn't matter really today. It does not matter. What does matter is me getting through these tutorials so that I can work on a new music video with it. Because holy crap, I need to work on this music video. Check out new art and paragraph server. Okay, I will look at one art. One art for me, Boko, okay? One dang art. And that's it. But I need to focus today. What the heck? What in the heck is this? Jacob plays sending more stuff in. I don't know what they are, but thank you. Bavoko, explain yourself. This is scary. This is scaring me. Oh, and yes, dang questions. I'll just answer them now, so I don't have to answer them later, Voko. But then I have to focus. Hello, the socks person in chat. All right. I'm gonna answer Voko's questions. One, he calls them dummy questions. He says one, who watches Homestar Runner? Me sometimes. If you're talking about my characters, none of them, because it doesn't exist in that world. Just for the sake of, I don't really want to figure out who would be watching it right now. Is there any lost media or any Tokusatsu? I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. There are some deleted bits. Not many. Maybe I'll show them today. What is the age of all the villains? I will say this now: they are all adults. I had another scuffle in the comments recently of two fans bombarding me, doing a naughty ship. Just I don't care about your dang ships. I don't care about fandom culture, guys. But don't be shipping, obvious children with adults. Like you should look at Timmy Taco and go, "That's a kid. That is someone who is not an adult." And then you should look at Taquito Lord and go, "That is a businessman, i.e., a man. Sure, he's a devil creature. That should imply that he's even older." All I'm saying is, guys, don't be weird. Anyways, the villains are all adults. AT is younger. The Tequila Lord is old, but he's young in demon years, so he's technically a young adult. The Shell Smasher has a whole dang family and is he immigrated a whole dang family over to the United States. I'm pretty sure he's at least 30 or 40, maybe even 50 years old. Probably 40s. MF Dr. Slurp is at least 50 years old. He's getting up there in age. Snatch is a bat creature. I don't think it really matters. The Gorger, she was an adult woman before turning into the creature. I will just say for now, I don't know, 27. Just a random age. It doesn't really matter. Did I forget anyone? Burrito Bomber? Burrito Bomber. Um, I'd say he's like 30 something, maybe late 30s. No, you know what? I'll make him straight 32. He's a 32-year-old man. Let's see, was that everyone? I think that was the villain's ages. Okay, there you go. How are the teachers caring for all this? I don't know. Uh, Pink is the town's teacher for the children's. He somehow knows how to handle a bunch of children and teach them. And then your fifth question is bread. Yes, I ate bread today. And then your last question, six, is there any photos or concept of what is inside the gas station? I have not drawn the gas station yet. I probably should someday because that is going to be like. I mean, it's not the villain's headquarters. The villain's headquarters is on top of their home. Like they have like a nice like suburban home in the middle of nowhere, little almost like a little plantation. Like Shell Smasher's home is pretty set the heck up. It's pretty nice. Not a lot of bedrooms, but still a nice home. And then they got the giant dome, the giant evil villain lair dome on top of the home, on top of the home. Okay, and they do all their evil scheming there. Kenzie posted art too. Ugh, man, man. Okay, yeah, okay. Let's get this all out of the way because I really want to be doing my tutorial learning today. Got to learn. All right. Let's see. Did she? I'm guessing she posted it on her channel. Go see. Uh, Doritos. Who is the Doritos person? They're saying my name multiple times. Please do not spam, or else you shall get muted. Hold the phone. Oh, I did see this, Kenzie. I did see this art. Guys, Kenzie is so good at drawing. Um, Here we go. Here's the Timmy and Kenzie art where they're high-fiving. Look at that. They're so happy. What time is it for you? It's early morning for me. It is 2 in the afternoon right now. 2 in the afternoon. Dr. Slurp is Joe Swanson? No, he's not. It's not. It's not true. Raining Taco Saga. Are you? Am I? No, I'm not done. Working for Perry. We're still sort of figuring out what to do next. I'm working on what I'm trying to learn this Moho program for is I'm working on a Nerf Herder music video for him, which is his regular band. And then obviously, we do have plans for more music videos. I'm also still cramming on the director's cut of the saga so that it can be all viewed in one spot. Has some extra little goodies in there for the fans. Um, you know, so it's something, fans can still look forward to. It's not just all of them crammed together in one video, even though that's most of it. But still, I'm making it like it's a whole little short cartoon episode. It's gonna be like 25 minutes long, guys. It's fucking crazy. Sorry. Flumping crazy. Sorry, I've not streamed in a while. I apologize for the slip up. Let's see. Um, what's next? Yeah, Perry commented. What do you mean? What do you mean commented once? Uh, oh, you're answering that guy. How did I start work? When I made Rainy Tacos, he just randomly saw one of my videos and asked if I wanted to make Rainy Tacos, and the rest is history. Yes, the director's cut's gonna be so flumping awesome. And you guys, guess what? Not gonna spoil nothing, but there is a familiar face in there. There's a familiar face in there. You guys are gonna be so surprised. All right, Vocal. Yeah, you go to sleep. It's like a bajillion at night, wherever you're at. Jacob says he'll be back, and you're gonna have a few pictures on your community page. That's awesome. I might show it, but for now, I need to get to these tutorials, folks. Folks, I have 11 more to watch, and they're gonna be boring, and we just really got to get through them. I even have Moho up. I already have it up. Well, I have the video up, and I have Moho up. You know, whoa, whoa, what the heck was that? Whoa, I'm just doing this with my mouse. The stabilization's going nuts, so that when I'm just spinning, it's like a lasso. It's like ropes. Yeehaw! All right, guys, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna get to it in the hours. Okay, I'm just gonna start it. Let's go. This intro is always so loud in my ears.
For this video, we have imported a PSD file, and
That's a Photoshop file, guys.
we want to create some parallax as well as add some wind to the background plants. So there's a few things we need to do here to make all of this work, and we'll start by adding bones to the background plants.
Wait a minute. Adding bones to backgrounds? That's crazy.
So that way we can implement wind. To get started with this, we want to locate those background plants. And in this case, if we drop the ground layer down, you'll see we have a folder called Plants Back. If we drop that down, we have access to all of these different layers.
That's
that
so
make
many
up the background
layers.
plants. So here, we want to go in and add in bones for each of these layers. So that way we can apply physics and then eventually wind. So let's right-click on Plants Back and choose to convert to bone. I also want to come down here to Display, click once, and choose to fade unselected layers.
Wait. Oh my god, it's there. Fade unselected layers? What does that do? Tell me. What? That would help me so much in Flash. Just to do that, just to show. Dude, this program is good. This program is good.
This will make the process of locating these layers easier. So if we go to the first layer under the bone layer, you'll see that it's colored while everything else is grayed out. And this will make isolating your plants a little
Yes,
bit
I wish I
easier
had
as
this
we
in
add these
Flash.
bones. So right here we have the first plant, and with that now revealed to us where we need to add the bone.
Okay, add the dang
Let's go back
bones.
here to the bone layer, and we're going to hit A on the keyboard to grab the Add Bone tool, and I'll just come in and draw a little bone up like that.
At some point, for my little character talking on the side of the screen here, that's supposed to be me. I really just need to add like an O, like a O face, because I'm sitting here with like, what? Let's see. Hold up. I know exactly what face it is. Hold on. I'm literally making where is it? Flipping. I'm forgetting my own dang video. Hold on. I'm looking for it. Yes, there it is. I'm literally making this face when I'm watching this tutorial right now. And I just need to have like my little character guy just sitting and watching with his one tooth. I really just need to be doing that. Because that's how I'm watching this tutorial. Is I'm just sitting here, a mouth agape, one tooth. Oh.
When I finish drawing my bones, I want to make a habit of hitting Alt and clicking off, or using the Escape key to deselect the bone once we finish.
Okay.
Because all these bones should be isolated from one another. Nothing should be connected to each other unless if one plant has 2 bones. Then those 2 bones should be connected.
Okay.
So let's keep going here. We have that plant. Now we're going to go to this plant right here. And I'm just going to add in the bones first, and then we'll bind after the fact. So with this now revealed, we can go back and use A on the keyboard and come in. And this time we're going to add 2 bones for this. So go up.
Wow, holy
just like
crap.
that with 2 bones. And I'm just going to make sure that nothing is connected to each other. So nothing is parented with these 2 bones. So now we go to the third bush, and it appears we have 2 different little things going on here. We have this one going up as well as this one.
Yes, kids, it is so funny.
So
what is my opinion of Nathan Mazur? I love him. He's fantastic. Mwah. Great artist. I love him.
Could try to add 2 sets of bones here. Let's start by going back here to the bone layer, and I'm going to Alt click off of that selected bone and then choose to come in, and we'll add 2 bones like this, and then I'm going to Alt click off and just add 2 more going up like this.
Whoa, guys.
So
that's a lot of bones.
You can see when I select this layer, it now looks like we have these 2 plants on one layer, and we can go
hold up. Mr. Trend VRA has a question. Go ahead and ask. And then the Dorito person says, imagine someone thinks I'm Benson Boone. I've had one person, I mean, it wasn't really directed at me. I was just looking up non-narcissistically my name on Twitter one day. And I found someone asking Grok, the demon robot that turns your brain into slop, if I was related to, if Benson Boone was related to Raining Tacos, and it was like, no. And then it got like the information wrong, so I talked to Grok. I replied to that Grok answer, and I was like, Grok, you are wrong. It's me. And the Grok went, oh my god, you are so right. What is my favorite part of making Raining Tacos? Probably being able to do whatever I want. No, that's not my favorite part. Let's see. My favorite part? There's a lot of parts, honestly. I mean, I guess it's related to what I just said. Like, I have a lot of freedom, well, pretty much entire freedom. Like obviously Perry does all the music, fantastic music. But like everything else, is pretty much just all me. And Perry, lets me have that freedom to do that. So it's just, it's just so awesome. Because, not a lot of people can have the freedom to, work on their own cartoon. It's the dream. All right, 3 minutes into this tutorial. We have 13 more.
Here and
hurry up and put these bones on these
now, let's
leaves.
Go to the next plant, which is going to be this.
And to show me the
flower.
magic.
Go back here to the bone layer. Make sure we have the Add Bone tool. Alt click off of that selected bone. And we can come in here and let's just add 1 bone for the flower, going up like that. So there's your flower. The next bush we want to account for is this bigger one in the background. So let's go back here to the bone layer.
Didn't you already
add
add
bone
one?
tool? Make sure we
Isn't
deselect
down there?
the selected bone that we just worked with, and then come in here, and then we can add some bones going up.
I guess it's just for this one. That's the little tiny guy.
We have this plant in the background, And let's alt click before we draw this bone, or 2 bones, I should say. So that way nothing
Yes, it's true. Those are our ages.
is connected to each other. So there we go. We have this plant, and then we have this one right back here. And go back to the bone layer, make sure we have the add bone tool. I'm just going to come in here, make sure I have no bones selected while I draw these out, and just draw out the bones like that. Now we do have some background bushes here, but I think we can leave those as is because they seem tucked away in the background, and I'm just not sure if we're going to be able to really see the movement of these as well. So we're just going to use what we have here and run with that, and we'll leave these last 3 without bones. So now let's go back here to the first layer under the bone layer and start the process of linking our bones. So I'm going to
link them.
The select bone tool, and then click once on that bone that's representing that image, and then come up here and choose to link your bones. Now we can go to
he taught us this in other tutorials.
Next on the list, and we're just going to select both of those bones making up the
and then
bush,
click the link button.
and choose to link. You have this bush right here, which is a little bit more complicated. We have a couple sets of bones, so we're just going to come in here and link those.
As you can probably tell, I am a
just come in and link that.
What's it called?
2 bones. For
I am a
bigger
character
bush.
guy, so
Those.
Obviously the background stuff I'm not too into. I really should be. That's why I should be paying more attention on this. You're making your own little show. Any advice? Ugh. It is a hefty subject matter. So I'll try to think of like the best little advice I can give is make sure your characters are the focus. Make sure your characters, there's a lot about them. Yeah, I'll just say that. Like, your characters are your most important part of your cartoon. The world's important, for sure, but the characters are what people come to your show for. So put a lot of time into them. Treat them like they're people. You know, it may seem like pointless, but you know, think about things that like people would never even know about your dang characters. Oh yeah, for sure. Dorito does have a great point. Yeah, if you like something, like someone, you're always gonna have an audience for whatever you make. Like, never make anything if like, don't be like, oh, every person loves a dog, so I need to make my character a dog. Like, no, make a character a dog if you want to make it a dog, because there are people out there that'll like it because there's a dog. If you want to make it a dang turtle, people are gonna like it. Some people out there like turtles. And if someone's like, no, I wish it was a dog, too bad for them. Mr. We got a little trolley troll. Get up on out of here. Get up on out of here. Mr. Inappropriate. Let's get back to the tutorial.
Then we have this plant right back here. Do a link. And then we're coming in here to this plant. So we'll come in and link those bones. And then the last 3 bushes should be left alone. From here, if we wanted to just make sure everything is working, we could go on the timeline here and just play around with some of this to make sure that it's moving the way we want it to. And it looks like,
guys, it's moving.
for the most part, here it is.
Yeah, exactly. Great point. If some people like turtles and some people like dogs, and you have a turtle dog, people are going to like your turtle dog. But if I were you, if you're making a turtle dog, you should really like turtles and dogs. Don't make a character a turk dog. Don't make characters that you don't really. I mean, obviously, if you're making, a full lineup of a show, you're going to make characters that, you're you're not fully into, but that's why they're side characters. But like for main characters, for sure, like if you're doing your main dudes, they should be things you like, I would say. And if they don't have things you like, give them things you like. You know, if you like sunglasses, if you think sunglasses are cool, and your dang main character is cool as heck, give them some sunglasses. And if any meanie's like, that's generic, who cares? It's cool, you wear sunglasses. Speed de agua. Yeah, don't let any thoughts keep you from drawing whatever you want to draw. Always do draw first, think later. Because if you think before you draw, obviously you have to if you're doing like a really refined drawing that's very like a lot of work's gonna be put into it. But like if you're just thinking about things and you're just like wanting to draw, it's like just draw. Think after. Don't sit there with a blank page and go, "Oh my god, what do I?" Just draw. Just start. Just start. Don't even get yourself in that paralysis. I wish I could listen to my own advice about that, but you know, at the very least, I can give the advice that I wish I had when I was younger.
So that's looking pretty good.
He's moving the planets.
So we can just go back here now and start to add in the physics. So with the bone layer selected,
show me the Moho magic.
I'm going to use the select bone tool and use Control A or Command A to select all the bones.
Mm-hmm.
Come over here to bone constraints, and under bone dynamics, let's enable angle and then activate wind.
Ooh, magic.
And then we can go ahead and close this.
Ooh, magic.
When I go back through and play this, you can see that we have some connections here with these two bones. You might not want that effect to be in play, and if that's the case, you would probably want to go back here and just remove two sets of these bones and just put one in its place and have one set control it. In fact, I might just do that right now. So going back here, I'm actually going to grab these two, or actually I'll just grab this set right here since that's the one I was thinking might be a little bit too much, and we'll remove it. And then I'm just going to grab this right here and bring it more towards the center of both of these bushes. So now if we play this again, you can see that it doesn't have that effect where it's kind of being squished in. It just looks a little bit more natural with the wind. So as we are working with this, we can go up here to what is called the force option. And this...
You've made a fan animation of Rainy Talkers Christmas Eve? That's awesome. I have to watch that. And you made a Poobador animation? I gotta catch up.
Allows
but for now, I gotta watch tutorials
to adjust the wind in real time. So if we start to play this out, we have 240 frames here, so it's going to play up to that point and then repeat. But that gives us some options here to play around.
Just change the
parameters.
parameters.
The direction. So if we came in here and we adjusted the direction of the wind, not only is the preview arrow changing up here, but you can see that we have some things
there's
changing.
Like a thing. I didn't even see that. There's like a little thingy thing. You can't really see it with the chat in a way, but there's like a directional
with how the plants are reacting as well. So if we wanted the wind to blow to the left, we could definitely do that, or we could switch it to the right. Just depends on how you want to do this, or go down or up or wherever you want to go. The strength will adjust just how powerful the wind.
This would be awesome. If I made the Raining Tagas music videos in this, that would be great because then I wouldn't have had to animate like Timmy's helmet straps. Because I usually animate those manually.
Wind is. So
Jacob plays. Has finished something. Do I keep the tutorial going or do I look? I'll look real quick. Hold on. I'll look real quick. Just real quick. Whoa. Did you make this Taco Bot 3000? Wait, is that what you're wait, it's no, it's not the okay, then what is is it a video you made? Is it this 30-second video? Mr. Jacoby? Hello, Nether Royalty? Jacoby, you must hurry. You must hurry. I need to get back to the tutorial. Just a Timmy Taco cosplay. Okay, guys, I'm going to show you the Timmy Taco cosplay real quick. Okay, hold up. Hold the phone. He has a Timmy Taco cosplay in the Roblox game. Wow. What? Why does he have so much hair? He's so hairy. I do like the big taco on the back. Was he doing the Camille dancing? Whoa. Why is it called Greg? Bully Toledo. Harry Timmy. Okay, Trend. I'll show your guy too. Or wait, you said it's on a different channel. Okay, I need to hurry it up. Hold up. Dang it. I can't find it. I cannot find. Dang it, I can't even manually input it. This is so sad. I cannot find. Alright, hold up. I'm gonna go back to tutorial. If you can find an easier way for me to find that, I will find it and watch it.
As you can see here, I'm able to bring it back so it's a little bit more subtle, or we can go really extreme and have it really windy. So you can play around with those options as well. And then you have your turbulent amplitude. So
Yes,
if we
the
come in here,
parameters.
you can see that we can make it more turbulent, less turbulent. If you want the turbulent frequency to be more, so that there's just more sudden gusts of wind to make it look a little bit more chaotic, we can do that. And you also have gravity. So if you want to make things maybe look a little bit more floppy, we could increase the gravity here, and you can see now we have kind of more of a floppy
Ew.
look with the wind.
Wow.
And if we were to increase the strength, this would probably be a little bit more obvious. As you can see here, we can come in here and have some definite differentiation with that. And the gravity strength can play a part too. So if you don't have the gravity pointing down, as you can see, it's going to be much more bouncy. And then if we put it down, it's going to be a little bit more grounded towards the ground. So there's a lot we can do here with this. It just depends on the effect and how you want it all to play out. So I'm just going to come in here and play around with these options a little bit, and we can settle on something about like this. I like it. It's subtle. It doesn't add too much movement to the scene, but it's enough to give off the illusion that wind is in the shot. So now that we have the trees animating, let's add that parallax.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is called the parallax tutorial. Where's the parallax?
I'm going to come back here to display and choose to unselect fade unselected layers. So that way we have everything back in color. It's just a little bit easier to see this as we add the parallax. Now with Moho, you have the ability to view up to 4 different camera angles at once of the scene. In this case, we only need 2 to help with creating the parallax. And you can do so by coming down here to the bottom above the timeline, and I'm just going to click on the side-by-side view. So now we're viewing the same scene, we just have a different workspace camera looking at this, allowing us to work with the animation.
Let me see. What do you know? What do you over under? Huh. Flip canvas. There's a flip canvas button. Sorry, I'm just checking it out for my shadow. Let's do this again for fun. Wow! Yeah, I have ads enabled, unfortunately.
And in the case of this second view, I'm going to come over here to my workspace tools and click on orbit. And then just click and drag and start to rotate this around.
Wait. I want to do that. How do you do that?
Looking at this, allowing us to work with the animation. And in the case of this second view, I'm going to come over here to my workspace tools and click on orbit. And then just click and drag and...
Yo. Wait. Okay. I'm doing that, and then in here. Whoa. Guys, it's 3D. Wow. Wow. Womp, womp, womp. Womp, womp. Is this software online or downloaded? It's down. It's I bought it a few months ago. You can have a trial of it for like 30 days if you'd like. That's in this, this course. It's not really a course. It's just more that like they have like 38 tutorials to learn basically the whole program, all for free. Not the program you pay for, but the tutorials all here. So honestly, if you wanted to, you could download the trial, watch all these tutorials, and try this stuff out for yourself if it's worth for you to buy. But I'd say it is. It's already has so many more things I'd rather have to work with that I don't in Flash, which is what I normally use. Hello, Nolas. Okay. And then how do I get back to normal? Is he going to teach me how to do that? Probably. Let's see.
And start to rotate this around, and we can get a 3D view of the scene and what this currently looks like. And as you can see, it's all on one plane. It's all on the same z-axis. Everything is going to just move at the same time. It's all flat. However, we can easily change this by coming over here and start to adjust the layers. Now we've split this up so that it's a little bit easier to work with. As an example, we have OL plants, ground, and trees. We can just take the whole group for OL plants and bring it up closer to the camera. And you can very easily just come over here to your layer options, and you'll see at the top we have position for X, Y, and Z. And then you could try to bring up the Z properties, and you can see.
But then it's too close to the camera.
However, I think you'll find pretty quickly here that can become.
Well, this is the parallax part, guys.
Once you have your entire scene laid out. So what we're going to do here is, instead of just moving everything and having to readjust the whole scene,
this is the parallax part, guys.
We hold down Shift and Alt, and then we click and drag on this to bring it up. You can see that we're bringing it out more closer to the camera. And once we release, it'll snap back to where it was. However, if we look on the second view here, you'll see that it's actually separated from the background. And that's because when we hold down Alt and Shift and move an object or a layer, we are actually adjusting the Z properties.
Wallahi,
but at the same time, Moho is resizing the layer to what we originally had the design set at. So that way, it doesn't break the original design of the scene. And this can be very useful when you want to, once you have your artwork set up, go in and add some depth.
Yes.
So let's just keep going here.
Cool.
We
This
can
is
go
good
down
for me
to
to
the
know because
ground
I know how to do
group
this in
next,
Blender.
and I'm just going to collapse plants
So
back.
I would like to know how to
and
do
we'll
it
start
here.
with plants 1. So plants 1 is right here, and we're just going to come in and bring that up a little bit as well. And just to note too, if we click again on the OL plants and go to your layer translation here, you can see that the Z property is set, and it's set
Bro,
to
if you think
2.1.
me
So we
saying
probably don't.
Wallahi is wild, then you are definitely new. You're definitely new to knowing me. Yes, Trend. If you want me to watch thing, because I tried looking, but the way YouTube works now for finding people's channels sucks. So I couldn't find it. It sucks. But
Don't want these next group of plants to come out past 2.1 because we want that first group to be closer to the camera and then the second group to be closer than.
where's the Dene? Yeah, I saw that. I saw that thing recently. There's like a was it you who made that? I don't know how I found it, but there was like a video of someone taking of me reacting to Pokemon. And it's true. Very much the where's the Dene? Anytime I see anything Pokemon related, I'm where it was you. Yeah, I was like, what? I got an edit. Someone did an edit of me a live stream edit. It was like, whoa, because I watch streamers myself, so it's like it was like, oh my god, I'm one of them now. Have I ever heard of Roblox NPCs becoming smart? No, I have not heard of that. I don't know much about Roblox. All right, you're doing the dang old brain rot, Mister at MT97. I'm sure you have a name, but for some reason it just refuses to show me people's display names. It shows me their ats. So YouTube really needs to get with the dang program. Or else I'm gonna switch to Twitch. I'm just kidding. I don't know if I would ever do that. I did stream on Twitch for a bit sometimes, many years ago, but not regularly. But it just seems a bit more intuitive, and you can have a lot more freedom than YouTube on there. That's faux show, but you ain't ever gonna catch me on Kick. Don't you worry about that. I don't think I've ever touched that website. I've just only heard things. I've heard about the awful people there. Some Kids channel did a coloring video of Brain Taco's one character. I mean, okay. I don't know what you mean by a coloring video. Like, did they take a drawing and just color it, or what? Or did they? Are you saying it's like a coloring, like they drew it, like how to draw? I've actually kind of wanted to make how to draw videos for the channel, for my channel here, so and use it as a way to like tell more about the characters so people know more about it because a lot of people don't read. I have a lot of information about characters in the show and like the descriptions and stuff, but people just don't read. They much prefer to ask the question before doing any sort of research. Um, I don't think it's popular enough yet to get content farmed. That would be very sad if that happened. Of for sure, because there really isn't have I found a Dene yet? I did when I played that video game. I played that video game, I found a Dene. Um, let's see. All right, I'm getting distracted. I'm almost done with this first tutorial. I came in here like I'm gonna watch all the rest of the 11, and I'm not even through one of them.
Than it was before, but not as close as the first. So it's just something to keep in mind as you continue along here. Let's go to Plants 1, hold down Alt and Shift, and we're just going to drag down to bring this out again. And you can see now it's at 1.1, but I can continue to work with this, so I can just repeat this and keep repeating it until I get a value that I would prefer in terms of distance. So maybe 1.6 will work. And of course, just to remind you, you can always come over here and double check to see how this is going to look in 3D space. Now the trunk, along with the ground, are going to be left alone. We're going to leave those at default. That's where we plan to have our characters on the scene, and that's going to be at a Z depth of 0. And that's a good default to have. So you have your foreground objects, then you're going to have the actual ground and trunk, which will remain at 0. That's going to be where all of our action is probably going to take place. And then we're going to jump to plants back. And now, instead of bringing it towards the screen, we can put it further away. So we'll grab the layer tool once again and come in here, and we're just going to move up, holding down Alt and Shift. And as you can see, we're coming in here, and I just moved it a little bit, but we can see here now that it's moved beyond the background. And
wait, the back rooms? Say that again.
We don't want to do that, so we want to make sure that we have the background back the furthest, because that's going to make the most sense. But let's just keep going here. Next we have the trees, which are also going to be in the background, and they're probably going to be a little bit further in the background compared to the bushes that we just moved. So let's use Alt and Shift and move up, and we're going to make sure that we push those trees beyond those bushes, just like that. And then we have the background, which we can also come in and just make sure we move beyond like this, holding in Alt and Shift, so that way everything works out in terms of
Yay!
I'm going to come back and click on Single View, and if I were to take any of the camera tools here, you can see I can come in now and create this nice looking parallax based
Check
on
that
how
out.
I have
Magic.
set up
Camera
the
magic
for the scene. You can also, if you want, hold down Alt and click and drag here.
It's like you're going inside.
You know, go into the scene, which can also help with the parallax, or you can move out. So that can be very useful as well. And all this can be animated. So you can see right now I'm actually animating this out on the scene. And we have the wind blowing, and you would just have like this nice push into maybe a character sitting on the log. Now, one more thing to point out, especially since we're talking about depth, is the ability to create depth of field. And this can actually be viewed in real time now in Moho 14. So if we go up to File and go down to Project Settings, we have the ability to enable depth of field.
Really?
So let's go ahead and just enable this. And you'll see right away we have changes occurring on the canvas. You can come in here and adjust these parameters. So if you don't want this to be as blurry, maybe you just want it to be a little bit softer like that, you could do something like that.
Guys,
actually, I'm going to adjust this.
I'm going to lose my mind.
More obvious. So let's go
this is amazing.
Click OK. And you can see that it's definitely more blurry. And as we zoom in, the background becomes less blurry. And I can demonstrate this more if I just continue to zoom in with the camera. So you can see as I zoom in more and more, the background becomes sharper. And if we zoom out, it becomes blurry.
I'm going to cry, guys. This is amazing.
And where everything is at in terms of where we have the camera. So there you go. That's how you can apply wind, parallax, and depth of field.
That's awesome. That right there has made me so excited to work in this. Like, so again, for those who don't know, I will be making a Nerf Herder music video in this music. Like, the reason I'm learning this program is because I bought it and I want to learn how to use it. And because also I want to make my next music video, and it is a Nerf Herder music video, which is Parry Grips band. It's still Perry Grip, but it's just for one of his songs. And it's gonna be super fun, definitely, to make this. Because this program is already flumping awesome. Alright, the timeline. This one's important for me to learn. Ow. Loud.
For this video, we're going to take a look at the timeline, sequencer, and touch on graph mode. So that way you can understand how you can access these areas of the timeline when working in Moho. So to start off, we have a basic animation here, a nice little 3D looking animation
Whoa.
of a car stationary. Perhaps it's driving. Maybe we're going to add in a scrolling background. Whatever the case is, we have an animation on the timeline. And when you open up Moho, by default, you have access to the channel's timeline. And on the bottom, you'll see that you have access to the timeline. We can scrub it. We can play it. We can rewind.
Keep the cycle going. I remember cycles. I remember things, even though it's been a while. I can remember.
We can go back one frame if we want. We can go to the next keyframe. You have all these tools up here to navigate the timeline.
Yes.
In addition, you can come over here and quickly go to frame 0, which is our workspace.
Okay, I gotta just remember that button. This one. Because if I want to edit anything, I gotta be over here in the frame 0. Watch this, guys. I'm gonna do the parallax thing. So now that I have this layer, I'm going to add another layer. This one's gonna be yellow. Excuse me, I said yellow. Okay, fine, it's gonna be red. This one's gonna be red. And then this next layer, this will be the yellow one. This is gonna be yellow. Yeah. Ooh, yellow. Yellow. It is yellow. All right. Let's see. Okay. Now, the red layer. Move it on to Z. And then do I hold shift? Was that it? Was it shift? No. It was not shift. Was it control shift? No. Great. Hold up. Hold. What's the parallax button again, Mr. Teacher?
Here, you can see that the Z property is set, and it's set to 2.1. So we probably don't want these next group of plants to come out past 2.1 because we want that first group to be closer to the camera and then the second group to be closer. Using the layer, hold down Shift and Alt.
Okay, thank you. That's all I needed to know. Shift and Alt. Think. Please. No. What the hecky? Oh, here we go. Think. Did I do it? I think I did. I did. Dumb diddly did it. And then the yellow, the hella yellow, that is gonna go behind. And then if I go back to this, guys, I guess this isn't really a good example. Hold up. What the heck? Oh wait, I just couldn't see it. I'm not looking at chat. You guys better be behaving. You guys better be behaving. Oh, you guys are just talking amongst yourself. I have a notification for the pooper door. What is this? Let me see. Let's see if that's true. I don't think that's true. Yeah, because I don't get notifications like that. I gotta like manually check. But what I can do is I would just click on your channel from the I don't know if links automatically delete. All right, hold on. Hold on, guys. Sorry, I was distracted. I don't know where the pooper door. The pooper door animation. Erm, erm. I'm looking for it. I guess I'll just click the search button. Pooper door. I found it. Whoa. People can animate and flip a clip like that? I didn't know that. Look, he's all BooneBum. Whoa. A little cute dog. It's true. It's true. It is a pooper. The trend, if you want me to see yours, I don't know how you go about it. Are you in there's 2 Discord servers you could join where you could send it. There's the Perigrip server, which is a Perigrip Nerf Herder server. That's the one people are mostly in, but there's a newer one that's like Raining Taco specific. That's sort of a newer, more organized one for that. I could send those, and then you can send links from there. If you'd like. Let me get a link for those. All right. Here is. I think this is the link I can use. Or I can just. How do I do that? Invite to server? No. God dang it. I just can't figure anything out. Copy link. Here we go. Let me make sure. Let me make sure that this is. No. Hold on. Let me show that. Okay, serious music. I will figure it out. I will figure it out. Yes, there we go. That's it. Okay. Here's the Raining Taco server. And these are not my servers, by the way. These are fan servers. That's the Rainy Tacos one. And then this one's the Perry Grip server. But it's also a Nerf Herder server, so, you know. Keep Rainy Taco stuff in the Rainy Tacos section. But, yeah, there you go. You can send links in there. Wait, is this one more intimidating? This is the color. Here's a funny one. Yeah, I never touched flip a clip. I never touched that. Sorry, I just going through through Star Control music because it's just so awesome. I'm hoping, like, so there are definitely games coming up for me to live stream. Deltarune Chapter 5 is coming out in a few weeks. I probably won't be playing it right away. If I have a good if I have a good full-on I know what I'm doing schedule in July, which I don't know yet, because July is going to be insane. July is going to be pretty insane for me. But if I can figure out a really dang good schedule for July, there could be a chance I could do daily streams. But that might be overworking myself. But I mean, it would be more like my break during that time, because I'd probably dedicate the live streams to more gaming during this time, just as like little breaks. But I don't know. Anyways, I need to get back to the dang tutorials. Holy Toledo. Right, I was in this trying to figure out the parallax. I think if I do the camera now, zoom camera? No, not that. Track camera? Ooh, yeah, you can kind of see it here. You see that kind of like 3D-ishness? Wow. Roll camera? No. And pan and tilt. It has a little bit of bit. Am I excited for 4th of July? Heck no. Heck no. Wait, celebrating that this year? Let's see. Next. No, I don't want to dislike it. I haven't even watched it yet.
That is nice. Then you have the ability to change between sequencer, channels,
Cool.
and then graph mode. And then we have onion skins you can enable. We also have the ability to do relative keyframing, auto freeze keys, and as you can see, the list goes on. You just have
Yeah, that's the timeline is what I got to get acquainted with. Follow show.
the ability to come in here. You can push frames left or right. You can set up if you want them to be pushed more than just 2 frames or less, however you want to do that. And you can even add markers to help you with your animation. So maybe you come to frame 66 and you add a marker and you want to add a note to that marker.
Wicked.
So that way
I like that.
you can maybe remind yourself to complete a task, or maybe you're working in a group and having notes can help you communicate the different work processes you're going through with this project. So when it comes to working with Moho, you'll probably be spending a good deal of time in the channel's timeline. This is where we can come in and easily look at which channels are being animated on a certain layer. So here we only really have this bone animating on this bone layer, and you can see that it's animating on the canvas right here, but we also have indication on the timeline as to what this is doing. Not only do we have keys indicating certain changes on the timeline, but we also have a cycle occurring where the bone,
like I mentioned earlier, I remember the cycles.
Back and forth.
I remember the cycles
to animate out this sequence. If we come over here and click on what's called the sequencer, here we can choose when we want animations to begin on our timeline. A good example of this would be coming back here and watching this animation from the beginning. You can see it starts at frame 1 and immediately just starts to drive. However, if we came over here on the sequencer and we click and drag on this bone layer and we bring it up to, let's say, 1 second, a couple things will happen. First, you're going to note that this green line appears on the sequencer, but also this green arrow appears indicating, hey, it's going to play past here. So on frame 25 is when it's going to begin actually playing. This is kind of like your frame 0 right now. So if we come over here and hit play, you'll notice that nothing starts to really happen until we hit that 1 second mark. So if we bring it up to 2 seconds, come back here, you can see that it's just going to be stationary until it starts to initiate like that. So the sequencer is nice if you need to time things up. Perhaps you have an audio file that you are working with, and when you import it, it's not synced up to where you need it. You want the character to start talking at 5 seconds, but the audio file is at, let's say, 1 second. You can click and drag and bring that audio file up to where it needs to be, so that way you can start that process. And then we have graph mode. We dedicated a whole video to graph mode.
Yeah, I remember.
But if we come in here and let's just play around with this really quick to give you a refresher. As an example, if I click on the bone layer, you're going to see here that we have no animation indicating because of that sequencer edit we just applied. But once we start animating, you can see we have this nice wave effect showing us the motion.
Okay, I see.
And if we double click,
Because I'm already trying to think of like ways I would use that sequencer. And it's kind of like how in Flash I can like move or like have certain this is how Flash has kind of bricked my brain as I'm trying to like, well, this is why it's good to know Flash, is because you can have a baseline to know and learn more programs, but then you also have the burden of like trying to figure out like how can I make it like Flash, which I do think programs should have Flash in mind, but you know, I'm just yapping. You have a theory, Jacoby, that Timmy Taco existed in 2012 and Thomas Taco existed in 2021. That's a pretty cool theory. I'm trying to think if it's real. Because trust me, I do have some interesting timeliney kind of lore to Timmy and Thomas Taco for sure. You won't get the full scope of it in the director's cut, but the director's cut is going to have a timeline, kind of, in a sense, because I've actually divided the saga. So the saga takes place over 3 days. Hailing Taquitos, Talk About 3000, and Quesadilla Explosion happened on day 1. What's it called? Taco Spaghetti, Tortilla Avalanche, and Burrito Rainbow happened on day 2. And then day 3 is part 8, pretty much. I don't know if It's Raining Tacos Again counts as a day. I think it kind of does. I guess it could be. But heck nah. I'm not gonna go to Mount Rushmore ever. I don't know why I'd ever want to go see that. What they did to that to the land. And the stolen land. I'm not a fan of that. After they were told not to. Please don't carve into this mountain here. It's our sacred mountain. We're going to do it anyway. And put the faces of our people on it. And I'm supposed to go over to that, knowing that information, and go, wow, that's awesome? Nah. Sorry, got a little, you know, Mount Rushmore. I'll just say, I will end it here. Mount Rushmore? No, no, no. Yeah, I know that they're constructed, but they still shouldn't have been. That's my whole thing, Mr. Baba Joe. They did it when they shouldn't have. Back to the tutorial.
See this
I don't want to talk about real life.
even more drastically, and we could start to alter it if we wanted to using the graph. So if we wanted to make sure that this isn't going as drastically as it was, you can see here we can come in here and reduce that. And all of these little mounds go along with this keyframe because this is
Jacoby, all I will answer to that is no and yes. And that's all I'll say. And you could spiral about that for years until that I confirm whatever that is. Because I have no idea how I'll ever explain the timeline of Mr. Thomas Taco and Timmy Taco.
indicating the cycle. So no matter what we change here, it's also going to change it. Unless if we break the cycle, then of course these will go away, and then we could add in variations. And again, if you're looking for more details on how to work with graph mode, I suggest you check out that video where we go more into depth.
Okay.
So while we're here, let's go ahead and take a look at interpolations. So when you're on your channels, and let's say you are right here in the middle of this animation,
yes.
on this keyframe, we can either click once, and you'll notice when we do this, that smooth and 1 changes to red. And this is just following a similar pattern that Moho has always followed, and that is whenever something is selected, it changes red. So if we were to change this particular setting right now, it's only going to affect this keyframe or any of the selected keyframes, rather than if we deselect, this means now if we were to change this, whatever future keyframes we add down, let's say we change this to linear and we come over here and we double click, you can see now it's a linear keyframe because we set that ahead of time. However, if you want to come in here and let's say we right click on this keyframe, which is set to smooth, right clicking also works for this as well as a drop down. You could come in here and let's say we decide to go linear again. Now, if we come back here to the graph mode, this is going to give you a better indication of what this is actually doing. So let me come in here and just change this again to smooth. You can see that it alters the way that this is
Dorito,
looking.
I know you're not here normally, and I know I haven't been streaming lately, but this is how it normally is. Is typically, I'm just hanging out. I'm just hanging out doing whatever. Usually Jamie and Kenzie are here. Sometimes Jacob is here. Sometimes Fedor is here. You know, just a little tiny fun. Well, maybe not fun. These are quite boring, but just a little hangout sesh. Trying to get some stuff done. I got to get through these tutorials, and I thought you guys would it'd be nice to have you guys along for the ride. And then when I'm making music videos with you, could be like, oh my god, I watched him when he was learning that program. And then one day I'm gonna make amazing stuff in the program. You're gonna be like, what? Holy crap! He learned that from these live streams where he's hardly paying attention. Yes, it's true. Look, there's another reoccurring person coming in saying hello.
Hello.
If we got part 10 or 11, it should have been Tornado Alfredo. If there's any continuation, I've already I have the idea of it being Space Nachos related, but who knows? Perry, like the last Saga music video blew up on TikTok and Instagram. More so TikTok for sure, but so who knows? Perry might want more Raining Taco Saga. I don't know. Definitely not the saga. We're closing the saga. We're done with the saga, but the series of like these characters definitely like they're not done. Obviously, we'll do some more stuff with that, and if he doesn't want to, I will. And then obviously I want to do other stuff because I've been working on Raining Tacos Saga for fucking Flumpin'. Sorry, wow. I really have not streamed for a while. I keep cursing by accident. I have worked on Raining Tacos Saga for a long time, so hopefully I can expand to other stuff too. I don't know. The future's bright. The future's bright for me making things. That's just for sure. I just got to get my regular life in order. I'm still trying to figure out my regular life. I'm still getting settled in my new place. You allowed to swear in chat? Sure. Just keep it at a minimum. Don't like Voco, who's in here a lot. He's a youngster who likes to swear, and sometimes I have to tell him to calm down. But made new art. Hold up. Hold. You're always making new art. You're always making art. You're like always posting art, and it's beautiful. Always beautiful, beautiful art. That's for sure. You always change your name though, so I I never know what to call you. I do recognize your usernames when I see them though, so I at least know of your presence, but again, can you say AEIOU? Hey, what are you doing? Did I just fall for that? No, you're not. No AI, no AIs of me, please. Don't you dare. Don't be doing that. Though saying the vowels just does remind me of some type of extra little. I don't know if it would be a show or if it'd just be like a casual like video thing I want to do someday. But like I've had these characters in Tomodachi that like I've had since I was playing the old game like years ago. Like I've had these characters for a long time. I have a lot of original characters in Tomodachi specifically, but I've had this family, this weird family called the Val family, in my Tomodachi games, and I've always wanted to like flesh them out and make them like an actual like series, or I don't know, maybe they could be like a comic series, or I'm gonna do something with these characters at some point, but I love them. O is the main character. She was the first one because I kind of wanted to just like make a character that was really wild and the me creator, and she had kind of an O, like a creepy O face. So I called her O, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make all the other vowels. I'm gonna make all the other vowels. So I have all the other vowel people in the vowel family. There's A. He's a very proper but like annoying kind of guy. Uh, he's very high taste, very, he's the first. There's E, who recently had a shift. E had a shift. He used to be kind of a boring nerd guy, but then I was like, you know what? I can't have a boring, like, no, I don't want a boring one. So he's now the jock. He's now like I've thought of like if he, because they kind of look like the letters in a way, or how they sound. So I want him to be like, instead of E, he used to be like E, but now he's like E. I'm E. Uh, I is like a preppy girl. She's like a Taylor Swift type. She's pretty. She's plays guitar. She's nice and preppy. She's a little preppy, but she's fun and quirky. She's nice to be fun to be around. Uh, O, as I said, is the main one. She's kind of like an artist girl. She's a little neurotic. Uh, but you can't help but love her. She's awesome. That's why she's like the main one. She's the main character. And there's you. She's kind of like the alt girl. She's cool, but then you never really know what to expect her. She's kind of unexpected. Like one day she might be like wearing something that makes her like blend in the background, and then another day she could be wearing something that's super like fabulous in whatever. Like she's just kind of the cool one. She's gonna be like the cool. And then there's and sometimes why. Now and sometimes why is kind of the outcast. The outcast. I'll have to draw these guys someday for you guys. And sometimes why is kind of the outcast. He's like, this is the reason I kind of changed E into like a jock, because and sometimes Y is kind of a nerd, but he's kind of like that like lone wolf kind of nerd where like even his own family forget he exists. Um, but he's kind of neckbeardy. He likes anime. Doesn't get out much. But yeah, so that's the Val family, and they will be some sort of cartoon I will make someday, for sure. They're some long time OCs of mine. What about J? I don't do. I have not. I don't think I'm gonna be doing any other like letters. It's just gonna be the Val family, because there's already lots of that. Like you got the guy making the lore series. He's already done a whole thing with all the letters. And now he's doing numbers. Good cartoons, by the way. I haven't watched them in a while, but I remember liking those. Um, but yeah, that's me putting out there the Val family. That's gonna be something I make someday. I gotta go back to the tutorials. They're so boring. Boring.
And choose ease in. Once again, it kind of rounds out the graph here to make it a little bit more.
Yes, I know, Mr. Teacher. I
slow
know about
down
these.
near the middle, and then it kind of speeds up again. And it's just very easy to come in here and see what this is doing with graph mode. And noisy is also a very good indicator of this. Noisy just basically makes it look like it's, well, kind of jittery, as you can see here.
Yes.
It's doing it a little bit.
It's like it's
And
screeching on the
you can come in
tires.
here then to your interpolations right here on your keyframe diagram.
Ooh, yes, you
can
can
go up to
edit it, right?
window and then choose keyframe if you wish to bring this up.
Interval. Yeah, you
choose
can
the
change.
amplitude
That's
and all
awesome.
of that. So you can see here as we're adjusting this, it's
Heck
really
yeah.
greatly enhancing, or not so much enhancing, but just changing the way this
Heck
is
yeah,
looking.
guys.
So you can see that
Even the
when we come in
boring
here
stuff
now,
gets
we
me so
have that
hyped up with this program.
jittery effect occurring with noisy, and we can definitely tell on graph mode what this is going to do just based on this line work right here. And finally, let's talk a little bit about intervals. So I'm going to come over here and actually change this back to smooth. So you can see now we just have this nice smooth animation once again. Now by default, Moho will play every frame that you see on the timeline. We currently have a timeline set to 24 frames per second.
Yes, that's the standard.
And every single frame is going to be accounted for as we have it standing. However, if you want to, let's say, skip every other frame or every third frame, or even more if you want.
If you want that Spider-Verse frame rate
to demonstrate this. And the drop-down menu for smooth is how we interpolate. But next to that is a 1. And if we click on this, you'll see that the title is interval. And here we can go all the way up to 6. Now, I think the best way to demonstrate this is
if you have things going by 7s, it's going to be a slideshow. It's not going to be an animation anymore. Yeah.
To choose 2. And you can very easily see what this is doing with the graph mode. It's essentially displaying every other frame, and you're getting a more choppy look.
Yeah, you're making it on 2s.
So if we come back here and just play this out again, you can see it almost looks like it has a lower frame
That's
rate.
actually
a lower.
I might use that. Bifty. I always call it Bifty because it pisses people off. They're like, no, it's BFDI and it stands for blah, 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 blah. It's like, cool, bro. It's Bifty. And then they scream. You call it beefy? Heck yeah. Yeah, see, it's already triggering. I've triggered the trend.
Look to it. Now, what's interesting about that is, if we come over here and let's change this to, let's say, 3, so we can really see that it's jittery. And I could also come over here to this keyframe right here.
Hold on. Let me open the ITSL that I made a while ago. Oh, recent. ITSL jump. Oh my god. The ITSL jump. Let's go into the graph mode. Shoot. Oh, it's only on the one layer. Okay, so let's do on 2s. Heck yeah. Now it's going to look a lot more like Raining Tacos. What if I put it on 4s, guys? Holy crap, what's this going to look like? Wait a minute. Why isn't it doing anything? No. Just kidding, guys. I know things are screwy. Hold on. Excuse me. I would like to go into more detail with this graph editor. Please. Oh, please. Open it up, please. I just want to try to see it on 2s. Have I watched all of Bifty? I watched whatever I watched in live streams months back. Because I was watching it live on YouTube on the live stream you're like watching right now. I was watching it live. So you can go back to those streams and then you can see how far I got, which it wasn't very far. Not to say it was bad. I liked what I was watching. It was great. Because the guys who were making it are like my age, and the age they were making it was insane. Like for how good it is and how old they were, like they were putting in the dang work. There are a lot of people I respect, and it's people who are young and they take full advantage of the time they have, and they definitely did. You definitely see it with that guy who made the Backrooms movie. I'm just now kind of like looking into his stuff. It's crazy that he's only 20. Like he is a hundo p using like he used the time he had being a kid, a teenager, to make things. And he got so far just because he was actually doing the work and making the stuff. So it just obviously like I wish I did that when I was younger. I wish I really used every single little bit of my time to make stuff, but I didn't. I was watching BFDI, the same stream. I said, "Where's the Dene?" Is that true? Dang, maybe you are a regular. Why haven't you been speaking? If you're viewing and you're remembering that much of my streams, like this, like you're already posting VOD, like little VOD edited clips of me, like you're like the stream number one Uno. And now you're only sound speaking? That's crazy. You mean an object show when you're 9 on Scratch? Heck yeah. Scratch is cool. Alright, back to this. Excuse me, I would like to know why I don't see any. I just want to put it on twos. But guys, it won't let me. Because it's not showing me any of the graph. Like I want to see the graphs of all the parts. Yeah, see, like there's a I maybe it's just because everything is like smooth, noisy. Whoa. Everything's still moving the way it should. This is peeling me off. Remember the guy who said, "Yeah, I saw that and I muted him." Well, that's fine if you weren't talking. I was just more like, "Whoa," because typically I've known people talking. Yes, I do remember the stinker that came in and said that naughty naughty thing, and I remember seeing his name, and his name is Naughty Naughty. Like, brother, there are children here. God, I just have this song stuck in my head all the time. It's like this is what plays in my brain all the time. It's like my theme song. I'm just gonna have this on loop, guys. Turn it a little down in the background. Alright, I'm gonna give up on this, trying to figure this out here. Is there any other things? Let's yo. Oh yeah, this tutorial. What else have I done so far? I've not opened Moho in a while. The regular, this is just this. It's all blank. What else? The Boognish, this is what I was doing last time. I was recreating my drawing from a few years ago. And I got the bones all boning, kinda. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's always little children's in here. That's why I get so mad when I accidentally curse. Because I do have a potty mouth. I will just admit that right here and right now. I curse a lot. But I'm really good at turning it off. I just guess it's been a while since I've streamed. So. Is Tequila Lord the main villain? Yes and no. He's definitely like Timmy's rival, but at the same time, Anti-Taco Fiend is kind of the impromptu leader. Like him and Tequila Lord definitely fight over who's the leader. Like obviously, because Tequila Lord is the newest villain. Like in the group of these villains that know each other, like Tequila Lord just came in. Like he's the new guy, but obviously he's like from the underworld, and he's a businessman, and he wants to climb ladders. So obviously he goes, "You guys are the taco fighters. I'm now in charge." But Anti-Taco Fiend is like, "What the heck? No, that's me. I'm the Anti-Taco Fiend guy." Can you make an art request? Sadly, no. I apologize. Because it takes me a while to draw stuff. Yes, alas, I must start charging to draw things now. Because I need to make money. To be an adult man. Even though I hate money. I really do. I just want you guys to know that. That, like, if I charge for anything, it is against, like, it hurts my heart. Like, having advertisements on this dang stream hurts my heart. It really does. If I could operate with no money involved, I would. I have already, like, to this point. Like, I get notifications every day about streams that I have up that get demonetized, and I just go, whatever. Because I really don't care, but, like, I need to start caring is the thing. Kenzie, nothing is happening. It's just me talking. I'm getting distracted and just speaking and talking. Okay, back to the tutorial.
And change it to 3 as well. So that way it's going up and down just like that, as you can see.
I will be using
this. So now
this,
we have it always jittery no matter what it's doing with the animation.
Oh, yeah.
We could come over, as an example, to the camera tool. And I'm just going to zoom in. I'm going to hold an Alt and just drag with the camera here to push into 3D space, just like this.
Ooh. Wait, I'm going to do that with this. And then you guys are going to be like, whoa. Whoopsies. Whoa. 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 We're going in 3D space. Whoa. It's crazy. Kenzie is definitely, like, probably watched the Raining Taco Saga the most out of everyone here. It's like anytime you ask what she's doing, it's probably watching it. Probably watching the dang saga. Okay, Jacoby, you don't need to be saying your full name. Especially if you are a child. Tutorial. Oh, ADHD brain. Come on.
So now you'll see that we have this camera tracking. If I double click on it and we were to come in here, you can see that it has this nice smooth line. And that's because the camera is actually interpolating with 1s versus 3s.
Mhm.
So what you could end up doing is creating smooth camera movements with more low-tech looking animation, which can help with some style effects as
Yes,
well.
for sure.
There's many reasons for intervals to be useful, and this is just scratching the surface, but hopefully if you find that you want to manipulate the way animations look, especially if you want to kind of give it more of a low-tech look, I would definitely recommend checking out the intervals with your timeline, because it can greatly change the way things look, and it might help bring it closer to the vision you had in your head.
Loud. Dang. I just got like a hefty, heavy comment on my last community post. And guys, here's what it says. Here's what it says. Actually, I'm not going to say it because it is pretty hefty. It involves Jesus, I guess. I think I would not like this comment on my channel. I'm fine with if you go, Jesus loves you. I'm fine with that, you know. But that person who commented went a little more brutal with it. It made it seem like if you don't like him, you know, you can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. People believe what they want to believe. You can't be scaring people into your dang religion. Always remember that, guys. Religion, it's nice. It can be nice. Don't push it on other people. It's for you. Not for you know. There was just an ad break. That's probably good. I'm just teaching good uh morals to the youth that religion can be good, and keep it to yourself. Yes, exactly. It's the way you see your life, and it's about your life. You don't need to be pushing it on other people. You can tell people about it for sure. You can even try spreading it around and letting people know like it's great. Like I absolutely on board if people say uh like that they love Jesus. I'm fine with that. They can even say Jesus blesses you. I like that. But if you go around telling people that if they don't like Jesus, that that they're they're bad, nah. We don't like that around here. You think the FLAs will be released after the director's cut? I still don't know how I would release those. And also, every video is divided into multiple FLAs. Like the only Raining Tacos video that is in one FLA is the original. All the other ones are divided in at least 10 FLAs. Yes, air is great. Yeah, Kenzie, you can't really you gotta let yourself be the decider if you're good or not. You can't be letting other people tell you that. Especially if it's about what you believe in. You can believe in whatever you want. And you can believe in like the guy next to you could believe something completely different. And you both are good. Unless like, you know, they believe in hurting people. That's something that's not good. I mean, you should always strive to be a good person. And one thing what objectively good people do is not tell other people that they are not good. So I always see those as jokes. the like if you scroll, you are with sin. But if you stay, you love God. Praise be Allah. Yeah, I mean, it's probably like I would say in best practice after living I mean, I haven't lived a long time, but you know, I've lived a good amount of time. You shouldn't automatically assume you're a good person. You should just always try your best to be good. Because if you sit there and you always say you're good, like no matter what you do, then you'll turn some heads eventually. I'm not going to the very good voice chat. Well, people can go and join that if they want to. I already uh sent that into the chat. I need to start putting it like in like live stream descriptions. I need to start putting uh the servers in the descriptions. I need to start putting a link to my my coffee link if people want to donate. I need to figure out something for the YouTube membership thing. Like that would be great to figure out. You know, because it would be awesome if I could like, you know, just do YouTube live streaming. That'd be cool. But you know that takes work. I hate haters too. I hate haters probably the most. That's the only thing I hate is haters. All right, next tutorial. This is a short one, kind of.
For this video, we're going to take a look at controlled bones. And
Whoa.
to demonstrate, we'll be using this PNG of a tentacle. To begin, I am going to add some bones to this graphic. So coming over here to the layers, I can right-click on that graphic and choose to group with selection. And then once we have that group, right-click on it and then choose to convert to bone.
Yes.
So now, with that established,
wait. Let me do that. Let me draw something and let's make it a dang bone. Let's follow along. Man, I am hungry. I'm hungry. I don't want yellow. Give me purple. Yay! Purple. All right. And yes, we got us a tail. We got ourselves a dang old little tail. Oh, right click. Oh shit. Poop. Poopy. Man, I am like having a bad day with that.
once we have that group,
How did you do that?
the layers, I can right-click on that graphic
Group with
and
selection.
choose to group with selection. And then once we have that group, right-click on it and then
Okay, I was already going with it. I was already figuring it out. Convert to bone. Yes, there we go.
choose to convert to bone. So now, with that established, on frame 0, I'm just going to go in and add some bones. So click on the Add Bone tool, and I'm just going to come in here and draw out some bones. Now, I'm doing this pretty fast, and I might even want to go in, if I were doing this, let's say, for a real production, and use the curver for this to create a more nice bendy look for the tentacle. But I believe this should work for our purposes.
Okay. Remind me how to do that again?
Click on the Add Bone tool, and I'm just going to come in here and draw out some bones. Now, I'm doing this pretty fast, and I might even want to go in, if I were doing this, let's say, for a real production,
I'll do this.
and use the curver for this to create a more nice bendy look for the tentacle. But I believe this should work for our purposes. Now, I want to go over here to the image and grab the Select Bone tool. And we're just going to use the lasso here to lasso around all the bones and then come up.
Yes, and then link the bones. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Link. Kaboom.
To link bones. So now if I were to go anywhere past frame 0 on that bone layer, I can come in here and you can see we're able to move this around.
Yes, it's true, guys. It's flumping true. If I go to here. Wait, hold up. Hold up, ring ding ding ding. Oh, I have to put that. Whoa. Whoa. I mean, it's not amazing, but, you know. He said it didn't have to be, so, yeah.
It might not be the smoothest because we didn't really set up a smart warp or anything for this. However, it's working close enough to where we need it for this demonstration. So what we want to do next is let's just remove those keys, and I'm going to go to frame 12 just to have a little bit more time here. And I'm going to grab the Transform Bone tool, and this first bone here, I'm just going to rotate it up like so. And when we do this, it follows suit with probably how we expect it to. Since all these bones are linked, they're just going to kind of follow along with what's going on here. But they're not really moving themselves. They're just kind of being manipulated by this first bone. Well, let's come over here and click on the Select Bone tool and choose that second bone from the list.
Okay.
Now, if we come up to Bone Constraints, you'll see that we have a section called Control Bones. And here we have the ability to put in angle, position, and scale.
Yes.
We're just going to do angle for right now. So let's just click on angle. And here you can see we have access to all of the bones. I started at the top and worked my way down. So B1 is going to be the first bone. B9 will be the last bone. In this case, I want B2 to be controlled by B1. So I'm going to click on B1, and you'll see right when I do this, it automatically changes the way this is looking. And if I close this and we come in here, you can see that as this bone bends up, so does this one, even while it's following this bone's endpoint. So it goes up, and this one goes up too.
Okay. Let me see. Let me. Yep, so it follows. Then you start with this, and go to frame 12, and have it go up. So it's doing what it did in the tutorial. What the fuck? Oh, I mean, flump. Okay, click on that. Troll bones. Okay, now what did that do? That made it look kind of cool. That made it look kind of cool. Timmy Taco is a cute character. Thank you. You see, he is.
So if we were to come back here and let's just say select all these bones, go to your control bones, go to your angle and choose B1, we can see here by the time it gets to 12, it's going to be really wrapped around because
Whoa, let me do that. Yo, it did it. Wow. What is this Duncan person saying? They're saying hi. Okay,
all of them are rotating the same way that that control bone is rotating.
I see.
And this applies for scale as well as position. So if you were coming in here, let's say on frame 12, we could grab this bone and let's just move it a little bit like this. And let's also shrink it up. Well, if we come back here and select all those bones except for the first one, go to your bone constraints. We could come down here to position and choose B1 and then B1. So now with that set, and if we come in here and play this, you can see that the bones are definitely moving and they're also shrinking a little bit as well. And again, they're just following suit with that original
I see.
work with the bone. So I'm going to come back here and let's just select all these bones again, go to control bones, and I'm going to disable this now for position and scale. And we're just going to focus on the angle for a moment. Now, you'll notice that we have delay here on the side.
Ooh.
And we can do this for all three properties. This will delay the action by...
I'm too impatient. I got to do that now. I got to do that now. Let's delay it 4 frames. I didn't really see. Why does it start all the way down there? What in the flump? What in the flump? You just want to pet Timmy Taco? On the head or on the helmet? That would be 2 different ways to pet him.
Yawn.
Okay, what if I delay it by 12 frames? What'd that do? Whoa. There's a whole bend to bend. There's a whole heckin' bend to bend. Okay, let me just continue the tutorial and stop being impatient.
as many frames as you indicate. And this can create a nice delayed effect and can help for certain animations. So right now, everything is at 100% and it's following the motion of that original bone as it does it. So there's no delay. There's
Oh, it's at the 100%. That's
so
why.
let's come back here now. And I'm just going to click on the second bone and come over here to the frame delay and enter in 2. And you can see that this is already changing the way it looks. Now I'm going to go to the next bone.
3.
Enter in 4.
4. Ooh, he's doubling it.
And then 6.
6. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
And we're just going to keep going here. So 8, 10. And we have a few more down here. 12, 14, and then 16.
Show me.
So I'm just going to make another animation for this now. I'm going to come in on frame 24, and we're just going to move this up a little bit like so.
Huh.
And I'll just zoom out a little bit. So if we come back here now and we see this play out, you
That's
can see that it
wicked,
has like
bro.
this nice little delay. So at the end, when the first part of the tentacle stops, the remaining parts are still trying to catch up to that. And it creates this nice little illusion that everything is sort of falling along and has its own physics. So maybe on frame 72, I can come back here and kind of go down like that. So now you have something that looks kind of like this and like that. And again, it kind of has this nice little bend to it as you go about and do it. And let's say, for instance,
Dandy's World should collab with Raining Tacos. That'd be cool. You can send this clip to the Dandy's World creator and say the Raining Tacos guy who made the Raining Tacos Saga cartoon would be happy to collab with Dandy's World Roblox game. Yep. Thumbs up from me. You can't see me, but I'm doing a thumbs up. I endorse this message. I played Dandy's World once with my friend Fedor, and it was cool. And I liked the characters. They're very cute. Even though Fedor was being very mean about certain characters earlier today, I was telling him he was very scary. He was scaring me. Because he was saying he wanted to, like, I don't even want to say. He was just saying some very mean things about some characters. And I'm like, how can you be so mean to these characters? Specific ones. He loves some of them. But apparently some of them he absolutely abhors and wants to do unspeakable things to. And I told him that that's scary and mean to do to the, like, because they all are very precious looking. They're very, very nice little characters. What's my opinion on Cuphead and Roblox doors? Like those three things different? Like I think Cuphead is okay. It was pretty revolutionary when it came out. Roblox, I don't know too much about, other than what I've played a little bit. I've seen the Raining Tacos thing in it, the Parry Grip thing. I know people make games on there. And it's like a massive metaverse world. Like I know lots of random bits and pieces about Roblox. I just haven't really done too much. And doors are pretty cool. In real life, doors they are very helpful. I don't know what you're speaking about. Like the band, the Doors is good as well. Those are the only kinds of doors that I know about. What do I think of Forsaken? I've only heard people don't like it. I don't know what it is. I think it's a game. And then what's my opinion on Cambodia? I'm sure it's a cool place. I don't know much about Cambodia. I know about the song called Holiday in Cambodia, which is a pretty good song. All right, let's finish this.
On, this animation right here, you really don't like the way this is curling up. Well, just come over here to your bone constraints, go in there, and we can start to adjust just how much strength is being applied to that. So maybe we come back here and you only want, let's say 70, and then you want...
I'm going to be making some cool rigs with
a little
this.
bit less,
I just know it.
Here.
I'm going to make...
And you can see that it is making those...
Maybe I can do that on a live stream. I have to make a rig of Parry Grip, real life Parry Grip, and his bandmates. I got to make one for Linus of Hollywood. Make one of Ben. Gotta make one of Steve. I gotta make of them all of them. What's my opinion on Rainbow Friends? I don't know what that is. Cambodia has stone temples that are thousands of years old. That's awesome. I'd love to see that someday. Because I love anthropology a lot. So seeing structures made by humans like so long ago would be like would be blown away. The Roblox game doors, I have no idea. I don't know anything about a Roblox door game.
Changes in real time. And I'm also just going to come in here and speed this up a little bit. So come over here and go to like frame 2. So it goes like this and down like that.
That's
and
wicked.
You can see we can adjust the strength, and it will also alter that. So
that's good for rigging. That's good for when I'm making
ways you can do that. You can adjust the way it's interpolating that strength. And so the less strength, the less influence it'll have. And again, the same applies for your position. So if you wanted to adjust the position, you can see we have 100% and 100%. That stands for X and Y. So if, an example, you wanted to flip something, you could change that to -100. And the same applies for scale. So if you wanted to adjust 100% of the scale all the time, you can do that, or you can change it. So control bones can really help for certain animations.
Got it. Moving on. Particles. I would love to learn about particles, guys.
With Moho, you have the ability to create particles, which can be generated and animated in a variety of ways.
Yes, please tell me.
You have a lot of control over it. And to get started, we just want to show some basic examples of what particles can do. So if we come over here to scripts, you'll see that we actually have access to a wide range of particle effects right off the bat. So if I were to pick explosion as an example, I can go in here and just set this at the default settings and click OK. So if we were to play this
say that
right
again?
off the bat. So if I were to pick explosion as an example,
Ooh.
I can go in here and just set this at the default settings and click OK. So
show it to me. What does it look like?
You can see that it creates this nice little explosion. And we also have this group on the side here. And if we were to drop this down, you can see that we actually have 2 particle layers inside here. If we drop this down further,
yeah, I'd probably draw my own
basically
particles.
You can see that the particles are made up of individual layers. So you put the layers inside, and then you have the particle, and then you can go into your layer settings.
Can we
and
make
adjust
particles
how
of
the
our
particles
own
are
drawings
from that group? So here it's a little bit more complicated because we have 2 particles in one group, but that is one way to create some nice looking effects. And we can keep going here. There are other effects we could take a look at here. So particle effects, there's rain. So as you can see here, it just generates rain.
I want to draw my own raindrops.
It's pretty cool.
I'm sure I could do that.
Rain, and you can see that we have different.
If it honestly, if it didn't have that option, I would be like stunned. Because Moho is all about like, you know, your stuff being animated. So
drops just to add some variety to this, and it's looking pretty cool. So how do we go in and create something like this by default? Well, I'm going to remove this rain, and we're just going to start with this vector layer here. And on frame 0, I'll grab the shape tool, and we'll do something just kind of simple here. I'll come in with the oval, and let's do a fill color. Let's do something green, and maybe a dark green for the outline. So go ahead and click OK. All I'm going to do is just add a little oval like this.
cool.
Now, with the oval added, with that layer in place, I'm going to go to New Layer and then choose Particle from the list.
Hello,
now,
yes.
A particle, as we kind of looked at, works similar to a group. And we're going to need to put the vector inside of here in order for the particle to activate.
What's my opinion on the Object Show webcomic that you post about? I have no idea about it. I've seen the screenshots you share of it, and the art looks very nice. Uh, that one character you posted earlier, the water woman. I like that. I like she's a very pretty water woman. Um, and you're thinking of a BFDI Rain Tacos Dandy's World collab. That would be a crazy. Honestly, just BFDI and Rain Tacos together would be a crazy collab. I don't know how that would work, but that seems a bit more plausible than probably a Dandy's World collab. No, wait, no. Dandy's World might be. I honestly I don't know the scope of like where the people like. I know that the creators of Battle for Dream Island are like working on a whole bunch of stuff, and they only know me through probably like mutuals on like social media. So they know me from something. Dandy's World, no clue. I would assume it's a young person who made it or young people, so they should know what Raining Tacos is. So who knows? Maybe, who knows which one would be easier to collab with? But all three collab. I don't even know what that would be. Honestly, like they're completely different things. Like uh, Jack and Jellify, I think, is what the Battle for Dream Island people are. Uh, their shows are about like objects or something. Rain Tacos is about you know uh, people, and Danny's World's about. I guess it's about like object people. Yo, wait, that could be it. Dandy's World is in the middle of both of these worlds, and they come together both into that world, and they're going to be like, why the heck are we here? This makes no sense, and it could be random and quirky and funny. Because that's what people still like random, quirky, funny, right? Like random equals funny. I mean, I don't think random equals funny anymore. I think random equals cute probably is where the market is now on it, which I'm totally fine with because like I've never thought like random equals funny. I just thought random has appeal to it. But who knows? People have kind of a negative association with randomness, but I would like people to be positive with it again. All right, let's learn about these particles.
Okay. So we're just going to grab this and bring it in like that. And now, if we click on release and even play this, you can see that it's doing something else right.
What the heck? Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold. Wait a minute. Wait just a flumping second. Um, Holy Toledo, guys. Okay, hold on. Uh, Crap. Wait. I need to draw this on a new particle layer. Thing. It looks like a folder. Can I drag it in the folder? I did it. Whoa. Yo. Okay, okay. Okay, okay. Teach me more.
Off the bat. So here, if I were to double click to go inside of the particle layer settings and go to particles on the top, we now have access to a wide range of options. First, we can choose how many we want to include. So if we want a bunch of particles or less, as you can see, we're able to come in here and change the way that looks. You can choose how many you want to preview. So even though, let's say you have a bunch of different particles, You can set to only preview so many at a time just to keep your resources manageable. You can choose how long you want this to animate out, how many frames for its lifetime, the source width as well as the height, so you can go in and adjust those things. And if I come over here and just start to play this, we can continue to modify this a little bit just to kind of get an idea. So if we change the velocity, you can see now shooting up because we added more velocity. But if we start to bring this down a little bit more, you can see now it looks like it's falling versus going up.
I see.
And we can choose the velocity spread. That also will change how this works.
Hold on, guys. Let's have some fun. Let's see some funness happening on the screen. Velocity. Let's make them live a while. And then let's take put the particles down just a little bit. Velocity spread. What the direction? Yeah, change the direction. That's this. Yeah, the spread again. Hold. What the heck? Source width. There's depth. Velocity. Direction. Acceleration. Rate. Spread. Just randomly doing stuff. Why did not change it? Please change. Oh, wait. I have to change it in here, maybe? Yeah, here we go. What the? Oh, I have to click OK. That's why. It was just off the screen there. Yes, here we go. Velocity spread. Or direction.
Hello.
The water woman I'm talking about is actually a candle. It looked like a woman to me. What does it being a candle have to do with its gender, huh? A candle can be a woman. Infinite little guys. All right. Okay.
And damping will sort of bring things in a little bit and make it harder for it to do what it wants to do. And then you have your directions, so you can come in here and change the direction, the spread, your acceleration, your rate. So if you want it to go faster, slower, you can do all that here. You can choose if you want it to start on start. So right when the animation starts, it doesn't have to start right away. Perhaps you want this to kind of hang out for a little bit before you trigger it, and you can do that. And when it starts, you can choose if you want it at full speed, if you want to orient the particles, or if you want them to be more free-flowing. And you can do free-floating right here, which will also adjust the way these look a little bit. This is more uniform. This is less. You can choose if you want them evenly spaced. And you can choose if you want randomized playback. So each time you play the particles, it'll act a little bit differently.
I like that.
So there are quite a few options here to choose from. And we can also go in and add even more to this if we wanted to. So we're only working with one vector right now, but if we came in here and added a second layer, and let's come over here and just change the colors on this.
Does it randomize all the particles in it?
Something like this. And actually, let's change the shape. We'll do triangles as well. So there we are. So now you have a triangle. Come back here, and now as you can see, the triangle has been added to the list.
Dude.
And
I've already thought it's awesome bot nacho cannon. I would probably do like a bunch of like blobbies of cheese and the tortilla chips, and then like already just like look at that. Like that's already like you can already see it.
come over here. So there we
Check
are.
it out. You can
So now
already
you have the
see it.
triangle. Come back here, and now as you can see, the triangle has been added to the list. And if we went back here to the triangle, let's say on frame 6, we want to adjust how this is reacting. So we can come over here and maybe just do something like this, flip it and increase the size. And then maybe on frame 24, we do something else. So like this. And then on 30, it'll go back to
Wait, you can have
its
animated?
default. And we can also choose to cycle this.
Oh my lord.
So now if we go back here to the particle, you can see that it's animating
lord.
particles just like that.
That's crazy. I can make like blobby cheese, like little blobby cheese cycle, and then like it just like spits it out every dude. I can make custom. This is fantastic.
Almost not really a 3D effect, but just kind of a nice little morph effect going on.
A candle woman? Oh, okay, I see what you mean. So it wasn't water, it was a blue flamed candle. I see now. All I know is that it was a pretty woman. And that's all I cared about.
And you can continue to build this up. So go back here now to the oval. Perhaps we just want to increase the size of it a little bit. And then it goes back to default. Maybe at frame 48. And we can cycle this back. So come back here.
Yep.
And now you have something that's even more
Yep.
kind of funky going on here with all of this.
Wicked.
So there's definitely a lot you can do here. It just depends on the effect that you want to create. But really, it just kind of comes down to how you want to apply all this. And once you play around with it, I think you'll find that there is a lot you can do here. And with a little finesse, you can create the effects that you are looking for. So be sure to check out the particle system when you're building up your animations.
I definitely will. I will. Frame by frame layers. Let's see about this, guys.
You have the ability to create frame-by-frame animations in Moho. In order to do so, you need to create a special layer that will allow you to do the frame-by-frame work.
Really?
On the layers panel, if we click once on the new layer button, we
Oh,
can
frame by
choose
frame.
frame by
What
frame
the heck?
from the list. And you'll see a new layer has been created. It has 3 little rectangles indicating frames. And I'm just going to click once on it and rename it to frame by frame. Now, I also want to demonstrate that this is going to react a little bit differently on the timeline. So with the frame by frame layer selected, you'll notice that we already have a channel set up, as well as 3 buttons and a place to enter in a number. Here, we have the ability to create new frames, delete frames, as well as duplicate frames, and change the interval for how we are adding the frames. So if you want to add a frame every 3 frames, every 2 frames, versus 1, you can do so.
Yeah.
But if we click on the vector layer, you'll notice that all of these options disappear.
Excuse
and
me.
This is the power of the frame by frame layer. It really does act differently compared to the other layers. And what we want to do is make sure we're on that frame by frame layer. And let's say we want to start animating. Well, I'm going to grab the freehand tool here. Maybe come in here and just adjust my options really quick. Set this to random. And we're just going to draw out an oval. So we'll start and come down and draw out an oval just like this. Nothing fancy, just something for us to look at. With that now in place, as you can see, if I scrub the timeline, that oval stays there. And the keys are also indicating that. We have 1 key, and then after that, nothing is being changed, and so we have that image here forever. Now, what happens if we add in a frame? Come over here and click on New Frame. A couple things happen. First, the oval disappears. Second, a new darker keyframe is added to the timeline. Darker keyframes on your frame by frame layers indicate nothing is currently on that frame, while the white layer will indicate that you do have something drawn on that frame.
Yes.
So from here, we could go in and continue the frame by frame process of drawing things out. Now, there is something that can help us with this, and that is onion skins. Onion skins allow us to preview different frames.
You don't
so that
need
way
to
we can
explain
use
that to me.
references and create more accurate
I know that.
frame animations. So if we come over here and click on the Enable Onion Skins button, what this will do is create 1 onion skin going back. And you can see this indicated on the timeline. As we scrub forward, this little green rectangle follows along. And anything that ends up in that green rectangle will be previewed. So frame 0 here is being previewed as a red outline. So that way we could use it as a reference for the next part of our animation. So we could come in here now and let's just add in something like this. So we're going to continue the animation. The ball is going to go down a little bit, and I'm doing not a great job with this, but hopefully it'll give you some understanding. You can see now that the keyframe is lighter in color, indicating we have something on there. Now, if we go to the next frame, you're going to see that the first frame preview disappears because we only have 1 onion skin. If you want this to be previewing more than just 1 frame, we could come over here as an example and click here to create a second onion skin. And you can create your onion skins wherever you want based on where your scrubber is. So if we come back here now and we're onion skinning these 2, you can see that we have the outline for the first frame there as well. The second one is being shown as a red outline to indicate that that is the previous frame. And then we could come in here now and draw in our third frame. But make sure before you do that, you click and add, or else you're just going to be adding more detail to the second frame. So come in here, click and add. We now have a better view of what this is doing. So we have the faded one on frame 1, the more dark line on frame 2 to indicate the more closer frame to this. And then frame 3, we can add in our artwork and continue to go down like this. And go like that. And everything.
What is Kenzie saying? Yes, that is a good song. I love that song. It's a classic. I love Patty Creep.
Works as it always does. So if you want to come in and use different tools to modify this, you can do so.
Hello,
Just
Lani.
like that. Now, if at any point you're like, I don't like this, I don't want to continue doing this with this frame, you can come back here and choose to delete the frame. So wherever your scrubber was, in this case it was on frame 3, we were able to go in and remove that frame. I'm just going to undo that and bring that frame back. And we can also duplicate. So if we come over here and choose to duplicate, you can see here we can duplicate this frame for frame 4. And that can be useful. Perhaps you want this to be out to here for some reason, and then you have something go on from there. You can go in and also move these frames around if you want to customize the intervals in which this is going to be represented. But also too, if you want a certain interval in place, you can do that through this menu right here. So if we're, let's say on frame 6, we decide to change the interval to 2, now when we add in keys past this, so we're going to go here, and then we add another one and another one, you can see that it is creating
I'm understanding this timeline
of one frame between each of these. So if we went in and put 5 and add it in a plus, you can see now it's going to add those frames. And you can adjust your onion skins even more.
All right, this means I can do animatics now. Once I figure out how audio goes into this, I can do animatics in this program.
Actual object, you can go up there and you can see that it's adjusting that. So I can change the outlines to how that looks. Colored fills will change the way this looks a little bit. You can see here that it just makes it darker. It just depends on how you want to view this. Relative frames will adjust how the onion skins are tracking. So right now, they are only on 1 and 2 because I don't have relative set on.
Good to say hi.
If I were to come back here and turn relative frames on, when I move my scrubber, those onion skins are going to move along with it. And you can also choose your colors and even clear all onion skins if you don't want onion skinning on anymore. But as you can see, we're able to come in here and create some frame-by-frame looking animations just by using this layer. And there's some other things to keep in mind too, such as the ability to add and remove frames, as well as create intervals.
Yes.
And you can add frames beyond where you're at as well. You don't have to go in sequence. So if all of a sudden you're working on this animation and you want to go to frame 120 and add that key, you can do so. And then from there, if you were to add consecutive keys, you can see that it's going to space it out every 5 frames based on your intervals, however you have it set up. So creating frame-by-frame animations is very possible inside of Moho. You just need to make sure that you set up that frame-by-frame layer, and you use the add and remove keys on the timeline to ensure that you're properly keying each frame for animation.
I understand now. What did you miss? No clue. If you're talking about what we learned here, I learned about particles, and it's flippin' awesome. And frame by frame is good to know. Now I know how it works. Physics. Holy crud.
With Moho,
It's fun,
you can
Dorito.
enable physics that react to other
It's a boring
objects,
stream day.
as well as gravity. And
Yes,
you have
tell
a
me
lot
about
of
physics.
options in between that you can adjust, such as torque, force, and more, that can change the way the animation looks. So to get started, we have a group here comprised of 6 vectors. And it's just 6 cans stacked on top of each other. Now, in order to enable physics, you do need to have a group that you want to apply the physics to. In this case, it's the cans. And I want to double click on that group to go inside. At the top, you have the ability to click on physics. And by default, physics will be turned off for groups. If we come in here and enable physics, we have a couple options we can look at. In this case, it's the cans.
That's fixed up.
And I want to double click on that group to go inside. At the top, you have the ability to click on physics. And by default, physics will be turned off for groups. If we come in here and enable physics, we have a couple options we can look at. We can choose if we want gravity direction to be set a certain way, as well as gravity magnitude. The direction will, of course, determine where the pull is coming from, in this case, directly beneath the objects, and how much that's going to be impacted is based on magnitude. So now, I'm just going to go ahead and click OK and close this. And
Are
if
they
we
going
play
to fall
this
into
out,
nothing? Yeah, they're
you
going
can see that the
to.
cans just drop immediately.
That's funny.
Because they do have physics built in, they're just going to go in and animate out. Now, there's nothing stopping them from falling, and we can prevent that here by creating a shelf. But before we do that, I also want to point out, if you go to any of these vectors, you're going to see the physics adds in keyframes on the timeline. You can see that we have the keys
Squeaky
here,
chair.
and it's just animating out automatically. So I'm going to go back here to frame 0, and with this group selected, go to new vector, and let's make sure we put that vector inside of the group.
Mm-hmm.
And we can rename this then to, let's just say, shelf, and hit enter. I'm going to come up here and grab the create shape tool, and we'll just do just a simple shape for this. So come in here, and I'll add in a little shelf going like this. And I'm actually going to bring this all the way down to the bottom, so that way it looks like the cans are sitting on the shelf. So now, if I were to come in and just play this out, the shelf drops now too. So what are we going to do? Well, we can come back here and double click on shelf and go to physics. Since we've enabled physics on the group, we now can go in and adjust each individual item if we wish. In this case, we want to set this to a non-moving object, and then go ahead and click OK.
You said the narrator sounds like a trusted adult and a child help. Yeah. He has a nice voice. I like him.
If we play this back again, you'll see
Whoa.
that the object is remaining stationary while the cans fall on top of it. So that's pretty cool. So now let's come back here to frame 0. I'm going to go back to the physics, the group that is, double clicking on the group, and go into your physics. And here I'm going to adjust the gravity. It's going to come in here, and we're just going to bring this back to, let's say, 5, and click OK. And you can see now, as I've adjusted the amplitude, it's making it a little bit slower as they fall. And if we double click on this, we can keep changing that. So if we wanted the amplitude to be lower, we can adjust that. Come in here, and you can see now that they are falling slower, and perhaps that's something more that you would want to see. Now, something to note, when you're going through this process, let's say I'm on frame 1 and I want to change this keyframe, I actually can't do that by default. It's only going to allow us to animate with physics. So you can't come in here and make any changes, at least not right now.
Okay.
So we need to be back on frame 0, and I can grab this, and let's just move it down like this and play it out and see what it does. So you can see now that they drop, and that makes for a more interesting animation. So now let's go a little bit further with this. I'm going to grab the draw shape tool. I'm on frame 0, and I'm on the shelf layer. I'm just going to come in here and draw 2 pieces like this. And then we can play this out. And you can see now that this is containing the cans, so that way they don't fall. Well, what happens if I come back here now, and we're going to duplicate can 1, and we can bring this one, let's say, up like this. So with the can in the air, if we play this, you can see it goes like that. So again, you're able to go in and create these walls and create different things, and you can easily duplicate and make these adjustments.
That's fun.
Now you can go further with each individual setting. So if we come in here and let's go, for instance, to the can that we just set up at the top and go to physics, we have more options that we can enable beyond just creating a non-moving object. As an example, if we start asleep and hit OK and play this out, you'll see that it's going to remain in the air. And what's actually going to happen here is it won't react until something else triggers it.
Really?
So if I were to, for instance, come back and grab this can and let's say move it all the way
Yes.
up here,
Good, hit it. Do it. Do
and we
it.
play this out, you can see now
Yeah,
once it gets hit,
that's cool. I like that.
then it's going to react.
Wait, how did he do that?
And we can come back here,
Hold on.
triggers it. So if I act, for example, if we start asleep and hit OK
Start asleep.
and play
Okay.
this out, you'll see that
I
it's going to remain
see.
in the air.
It's like a video game.
And we can come back here and just keep looking at more options. You could, if you wanted to, have an initial direction or speed with that object to start. You can also set the lifetime frames, which is currently set to 0, which means it'll animate until it's done. But if you don't want it to do that and you want it to stop maybe at a certain point, that's what that option here is for. You can also adjust the density and friction and springiness. So if I come over here, and I'm actually just going to undo this really quick so that way we can bring this can back to where it was at the top. And I'm going to be working with this one here. And just to recap, if we come in here and drop this, let me make sure I have this set to not sleeping when we start. You can see it just kind of drops in. But if we come over here and we start to play with this, let's say we increase the density and the friction,
Yeah, what's
and
going
the
to happen?
springiness, and hit OK.
It's going to go all the way to
A
the
little bit too
bottom.
far with some of those values. But if we come in here now, we can actually make adjustments to how this is going to be affected.
Maybe
Let
more
me come up
heavier.
here and just drop this a little bit higher. You can see that it has more of a springy bounce to it. It's going to react a little bit more violently compared to the others. And we can choose to pivot from origin as well. So right here we can choose pivot on origin, which will make this react a little bit differently. We can enable a motor and even have motor speeds going on here, as you can see. So if we go ahead and click OK, you can see here that it's doing this spinning effect now.
What?
It's actually not really even reacting to the gravity. So if I come back, and it's spinning from the origin, and my origin point is outside of the can. But if we come back and put it, let's say, right here, and play this out, you can see that's being stopped by that boundary. Let's come over here and
Wait, well, how did he start that?
pivot on origin, which will make this react a little bit differently. We can enable a motor and even have motor speeds going on here, as you can see.
Whoa.
So if we go ahead
You
and
can make
click OK,
robots, bro.
you can see here that it's doing this spinning effect now. It's actually not really even reacting to the gravity. So if I come back, and it's spinning from the origin, and my origin point is outside of the can. But if we come back and put it, let's say, right here, and play this out, you can see that's being stopped by that boundary. Let's come over here, and let's just shrink this a little bit. Let's bring it to like about like that. Bring it down. You can see that it's reacting with this, and then it stops, which again is kind of interesting with how that works. So again, you can keep coming in here and just adjusting all of these things until you get it to where you want it. See, now with the torque, I'm able to come in and move that around, just like that. So there's definitely a lot to play with here when it comes to physics. If you're looking to create a scene or sequence that looks grounded with the gravity, with how objects are interacting with each other, there's definitely case uses for this. Maybe a character opens a cupboard and a bunch of stuff falls out, and you don't want to go through the process of, trying to animate the physics of things bouncing on the ground and rolling.
Or maybe Timmy
Well,
Ragdolls.
just enable some physics, add in your objects, play around with the settings, and see what that can do for you.
Kind of funny. That's wicked. This is getting really fun. Let's see. Oof, we're almost there. Years of actions. Let's see. I think I've learned a good bit today. I know I wanted to get through all of them, but I got through a good chunk. I think next stream I could get through the rest. So, there'll be more people tomorrow. It's Saturday tomorrow. We're gonna have a nice Saturday. How about that? How about tomorrow we have a nice Saturday where we finish this crud, and then maybe I could start drawing some Nerf herder, or maybe trying to make my own little rigs. It's Saturday for you right now. Yeah. Well, it's not for me. But yeah, I think that'll do it. That'll do it for that. I think I'm ready to go eat food, calm down a bit, and then maybe work on something else later. But yeah, I learned a good bit today. Like now I'm excited. I needed that. I need that little boost of what I'm going to be up for working on this dang music video. But yeah. That's fine, Ice. And also hello, but also goodbye, since I guess I'm ending stream. But thanks for everyone that's stopping that by. I know I haven't streamed in a while. I know I've been saying it for a long while now, but I will regularly stream eventually. I will. I assure you. I will. I think. I hope so. Yes, and it was nice to meet you, the Rito guy. But yeah, I'll try to be around tomorrow to finish these tutorials up so that finally when I live stream, I won't be doing these dang tutorials anymore. I know that's what the bit streams have been for the past few months. But guess what? Deltarune Chapter 5 is coming out. Ooh. And I will definitely 100% want to play that. Ooh. So at the very least, I know for a fact if I live stream in July, which will be a very busy month, if I live stream in July, 100% will be Deltarune. At the very least. So, yeah. I have to pee really bad and eat food. So I will bid you adieu and see you tomorrow, maybe. 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 Hold on. I'm finding a song to play. Oh. Wait. Why is it freezing? I got it. Ah!